What's gooding? Welcome to the New Normal Podcast. Today, I want to talk about something that I see a lot of people bringing up, and it's been coming up probably since the last 15 years. But before we get started and get into the topic, if you're on YouTube, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, especially. Let give me some topics y'all want to talk about, but let me know what y'all think about this video. As y'all can see, the title says, I want to struggle with you, right? And for the last, I guess, 15 years, Tyler Perry, I can, do bad by myself, all that type of shit. We have a lot of people saying that they don't want to struggle with people, and typically that means financially, you know what I'm saying? But when you with somebody, you kind of want somebody who love can transcend, the money aspect. Now, don't get me wrong, money is important in relationships and in life in general, because money is a lifeline. You need money to buy food, so therefore you need money to survive and whatnot, clothing, all that other shit. You know what's going on. But I want to talk about I'm willing to struggle with somebody, you know what I'm saying? And what that mean don't necessarily mean I want to be broke with somebody, I want to be bad off with somebody, or none of that. What I mean is you have people and you have to understand what people come in your life for. Some people you have roller coasters. Some people are roller coasters. They, 2 minutes of fun, up and downs, highs and lows. Some that could be sexual, escapade, one night stands, or whatever. Some people could be the amusement park where you get on that ride, 2 minutes is fun, then it's dull, you walk to another ride and it's exciting again. You know what I mean? So it just depends if you're dealing with somebody that's a roller coaster or amusement park. Some people are like road trips, it take you where you want to go. It might take you a lot longer, refueling and shit like that. And it could be fun. Y'all can have talks in the car along the way. Could be some bumps in the road, could be some flat tires. It just depends on what you're looking for out of your relationships. And some people like plane rides. Some people take you farther, faster, higher, quicker, where you want to go to your destination. Sometimes there might be a little turbulence. Sometimes there might be a fucking layover where you got to get on another plane. Some people are, one flight straight to your destination, but they all got to land to refuel, do what you need to do or whatnot. But the thing is, people say they don't want to struggle with somebody because a lot of times you can't bring people into your bullshit. And what I mean by that is you have to be by yourself, right? And the reason I say that because you don't want to see nobody, you don't want nobody to see you in your everyday life where you fucked up, where you frantic, where you stressed out, where you broke. you know uh Especially like in the manosphere, the manosphere of men, I always talk about, just fucking bitches and kicking them to the curb. Basically, that's what it's about. Trying to understand women knowledge, understand the female existence, I guess, and how a woman plays in their life. But let's be real, chasing bitches, that shit get old. That shit draining. That shit time consuming. You spend a lot of money doing that. And I know a lot of people saying, you're supposed to only spend $40 on a date. But if you're a nigga like me, I like nice restaurants. So even if I'm with not with a bitch, if I go out and eat by myself, I'm gonna spend more than $40. The thing is, when you with somebody, they help you understand who you are, right? Because people are our mirrors, not necessarily our reflection, but our mirrors, right? So you're with a person that can see you every day, who you are, how you move, how you get stressed, how you act when you feeling sexual, horny, when you're depressed, when you excited about something, when you meet new goals, when you get disappointed about meeting new goals, things like that. So relationships can be very good for us because we need those at times. And we in this whole debate about 50-50, a lot of people are struggling paying 100%. So if you could get somebody, I'm not talking about nobody that's fucked up. I'm not talking about nobody that is, been touched as a child, somebody that's fighting demons, somebody that's been sexually assaulted, somebody that's been beat up, somebody that's mentally, deranged in the head. I'm not talking about any of those things. I'm talking about just good people that just want to be in a relationship and maybe not making it as, financially as where they want to be, or you don't want to be with them because they're not making the money you think they need to make to be with you, right? And I want to get into my conspiracy theorist stuff, But all this shit is a game. All this shit set up for us to struggle, and that's why you have to be with somebody that's gonna transcend that money aspect at times. And if you with a person that's not trying or whatnot, then that's different. But what we talking about is, yes, I'm willing to struggle with somebody, and not necessarily I want to, but I'm willing to get to where I'm trying to go. If I see this person putting in the work every day, trying to get better, if you could really talk to them, like for instance, some of y'all in relationships right now where you can't look over and roll over and look at your bitch and be like, hey, baby, the last 2 months you didn't put on a few pounds, you might need to work on it or check that shit because you scared of what she gonna say or how she gonna feel if you say something about that. Or well, like for me, I've gained a little weight before, and I didn't ask the bitch, "Hey, baby, am I getting fat?" And the bitch be like, "Nah, you look good. Weight look good on you." And I'm like, "Bitch, you see my motherfucking stomach eating my dick up? Like you know, I'm getting big as hell over here, but you sit there and lie to me." And I'm like, "How bad? How?" It's sometimes baffling that people will lie straight to your face, and they facial expressions don't match they lie they telling. Y'all know what I mean? They'll be lying, but they face saying something totally different. And so it's like, bitch, you see I'm getting big over here, but you can't even tell me that, hey, yeah, you need to lose a little weight because you feel like I'm gonna be hurt or feel like I'm gonna feel a ways towards you. And sometimes with us as people, we don't fight through a lot of the shit that we go through, right? And for the fellas, I don't know if y'all know this or remember this, but a few years ago there was a meme going around, and it was like, y'all need the dick need to be at least to the belly button. You know what I'm saying? Like, bitch, my shit don't hit my belly button when I'm 270 fucking pounds, but when I'm lean as fuck, yeah, hey, do that. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you see my motherfucking stomach and my dick up around this hoe. So it's like, yeah, I done got big as hell and shit like that. So, baby, why you can't tell me? You know what I'm saying? um and so you gotta understand that some people can't come into your life, or some people have to struggle by themselves, because revealing who you really are to a person that's coming into your world can be very scary. Some of the shit that you got going on can't be mitigated, it cannot be fixed. Some people realize they have bad communication skills, and sometimes we've been alone by ourselves so long that it's hard to bring somebody into our world, especially if you feel like you got a certain level of peace or a certain level of chaos that you like to go into. Sometimes as men, we don't want to hear our woman vent, but sometimes she has to come home and just drop a load on us. And then as a man, you have to figure out, either do she want solution or do she just want to vent? Because sometimes women need those emotions to soak in those emotions and shit, to see if she to hit all those emotions. Because sometimes if you're in a relationship, and we can all talk about this and being here, if you're in a good relationship, sometimes it gets boring. Sometimes you ain't coming through the house and a bitch throwing dishes at your head, vases at your head because you fucking another bitch. Like, if you just doing what you're supposed to do, going to work, coming home, taking care of your kids or taking care of the house, sometimes it can get boring, and sometimes we need excitement. And sometimes as men, we have to understand, even in that boredom, sometimes a woman has to sit into those emotions, because sometimes a man's not hitting all of her emotions like he should be, or he can't hit all those emotions because he just want to be a good dude. He just want to be middle of the road, take it easy and cruise. And sometimes women need a man to hit all of those emotions. Like us as men, sometimes if you were a woman and you having a fucked up day, you might not want to come home and tell her, hey, baby, I'm having a fucked up day. But she need to be able to read you enough to say, hey, baby, let me take your shoes off. Go sit on the couch. I'm going to fix your plate. Don't move a muscle. Give you a back rub. Maybe suck your dick, make you feel a little better. Because, like I said, we as people got to transcend this whole 50-50 topic, or I want to be, but I struggle by myself, because a lot of us gonna struggle either way. So why not struggle with somebody that can be there with you, that's really a helpmate, man or woman? You know what I'm saying? Why you can't be with somebody that's your everyday therapist? People like to say, oh, you need to get therapy, you need to get therapy, but who's a better therapist than the person that sees you every day, the person that sees you when you are emotionally eating, and now you didn't went through the whole tub of cookies and cream or rocky roll ice cream because you fucked up. So why wouldn't you want to be with that type of person, that person that can see you every day? The thing is, with us as people, we find us being very disposable. And for the most part, I will say a lot of people are disposable, because a lot of people, the whole bringing what you bring to the table, topic is a thing because a lot of people, men and women, only bringing sex to the table. And if they're only bringing sex to the table, then sex is only enjoyable for the honeymoon phase, and that's typically 6 months. And if you can't be with a person that can't give you anything after the honeymoon phase or the sexual escapades, the sex in the back seat, the spontaneousness, the new mood she hasn't put on you because you only been 3 months, or she just not got comfortable with you, or same with the man, it's like what are you offering to us? The thing is, you have to understand we all have to transcend this 50-50 talk, this what are you bringing to the table, um how much money you make, because let's be real, most people don't even make $100,000 a year. What they say, stats show, I think only 10% of people in America make over $100,000. So when we talking about real shit, like I said, you don't want to be with a person that's stagnant, and we need to have a conversation about that, because some people will think be in a relationship with someone and they'll be like, oh, this person is not doing what they're supposed to. This person is stagnant. This person is not moving. But especially men are very bad about this. Is when we are comfortable, when we're content, we get kind of complacent, we'll be at a job for a long time. We'll be okay with that because we know the ups and the downs. We know that, it ain't always smooth sailing, but if we content, we happy where we at, we won't try to push for better. And a lot of times when we dating a woman, a lot of times women don't aren't communicating enough with us to tell us, hey, I want more out of life and I want more out of you as my man. And sometimes when they don't say that, or they're not telling us those things, a woman to build up resentment towards you and tell you, hey, it's time to leave, because she thinks she see another man with more motion in the city, doing more than you, more ambition. But when she don't understand that she leave you to go with to be with another man, she got to build up that same type of relationship, that same type of energy, that same type of trust, that same type of love. And sometimes we miss out on people because they say the grass is green on the other side, but typically the grass is greener where you water it. Like if you want your man to be more, you have to understand, when we get into relationships, especially women do this whole potential. I want to date a man off of potential, right? Instead of dating a man for where he's at. Men want to love a woman, or men fall in love with women off looks. And sometimes I know men that got with women and be like, oh, I'm gonna just get her in the gym and she lose like 40 pounds, she'll be nice. But typically when you get into a relationship with people, you know, going to the gym and watching what you eat is really a struggle for most people, right? That's why America is the fattest country, right? When you understand that. So if you are a man and you dating a woman and she's overweight, it will not be in your best interest to date her, because typically when you're dating someone, you're gonna go out to eat a lot. Y'all gonna lay up and fuck a lot. Y'all gonna do a whole bunch of wild, crazy shit to each other. Where the gym and watching what you eat is never going to be number one priority, right? Also, a thing is, when men do get money, women have to keep up with that man's money. What I mean by that, if you're a few pounds overweight and you see your nigga getting some more money, he's coming up, you got to understand that you are always in competition with other women. So if he's getting more money, your body needs to go along with his money that he's making. So if he's making shit 100,000 now and he was making 50, that need to be 40 pounds. You might need to drop right there, because now you got to keep up with this man's money, because if he goes to half a million, $1 million, you in a whole nother range, and his eyes are open further or into another realm of where he can see different type of women, different type of figures. And like I tell people, when you deal with a certain type of woman, those women are doing different things and have the money and the access to do things to their bodies that an average woman can't do, right? And what I mean by that, some women are out here bleaching their assholes, and while the average bitch ain't bleaching her asshole. Some people, like I was selling someone the other day, I was watching, I think it was Love and Basketball or Love and Hip Hop, where a woman was, they went out, all of them went to the doctor, and they put a one inside of one of the ladies' pussies and said it's supposed to rejuvenate the cells in the pussy. Like, you got to understand that your competition with women gets higher the more money your man makes, right? But if we just keeping it real and keeping it honest, we should not want to struggle with anybody. I agree. But if we had the choice of, we should understand that Struggling with somebody doesn't necessarily mean that that's because they broke. Now, if you're like I said, if you're dealing with somebody, you see they're not trying to do anything, no, you should not deal with that person. And once again, I'm not talking about people that has been sexually assaulted, touched as kids, people find demons, people that have been clinically, labeled having mental issues or anything like that. Like I said, we're just talking about your everyday, middle of the road man or woman that just want to be with somebody. Because, like I said, you making being a millionaire is probably not going to happen. Most people, you being a millionaire is more than likely not going to happen. You making $500,000 is more than likely not going to happen. You making $250,000 is more than likely not going to happen. You making $200,000 is more than likely not going to happen. You by yourself making $150,000 is not going to happen more than likely. So we have to understand. We have to find people that transcend money at times. And like I said, people can't bring you into their madness sometimes. That's why they have to be alone. That's why they have to be by themselves. You don't, the thing is, you don't know this bitch waking up in the middle of the night screaming and shit like that. And she wakes up and then she thinking that, somebody after her and shit like that. She don't want to bring nobody into that. She don't want to explain to a nigga that's laying next to her, hey bitch, I've been sitting here the last 15 minutes watching you fight and shit. What the fuck going on in your head? What the fuck is you dealing with? You don't want to go into a nigga house. A nigga can't have you come into his house and then you walk in there and see holes punched all in the wall because he got anger issues and he don't know how to handle his anger issues. His holes all in the motherfucking wall and shit. But we don't talk about those type of things. Why some people have to be alone. Some people don't know how to vent. Some people don't know how to communicate. Some people don't know how to move when they're stressed or have anxiety. Um, you go into let's talk about you dating a woman, right? And you over her crib for the first time, and she has a medicine cabinet and you open the medicine cabinet and you see all these antidepressants in her fucking closet, in her fucking medicine cabinet. Now you're gonna be like, damn, this bitch is fucking crazy. Cause if you like me, if I see a bitch with a lot of pills and shit, I'm gonna Google what the fuck the pills is. Cause bitch, you might have AIDS or whatever. You might need to take all these pills. Bitch, you got a lot of pills in this going for cabinet. I'm going to go and Google what the fuck it is. You Google it. She's on all sorts of antidepressants. She's sad. She mad one minute. You might be wondering, damn, I was just talking to this bitch 2 weeks ago. I'm calling her phone. She answers. The bitch dead. And then she popped back up and she happy and acting like ain't shit happened. Yeah, the bitch fucked up. But we got to understand a lot of people cannot come into our space. But we got this notion that I want to struggle by myself. The reason a lot of people are struggling by themselves because they can't bring anybody into their world. They just can't because they know they dealing with demons. They know they have been this to the sexual assault stuff. They've been touched and can't get intimate with people. As a matter of fact, when I was younger, dating a woman, and I didn't really know anything because I had a great life coming up. But the older I get, the more I see that people had fucked up lives, right? And I kissed her. It was a simple kiss. I was in high school and she was like, "Don't kiss me like that." And I'm like, "What, nigga? This we just kissing. Like, I like you, you like me, but you wanted to kiss me. But then as soon as I kiss you, she was like, "Don't kiss me like that," right? Did not know anything what was going on. And if she watching this, she'll know exactly who I'm talking about. But come to find out, it's not funny. But come to find out, one day I was eating, me and my family was at the table eating, and we heard this loud knock on the door, boom, 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 boom. And come to find out it was her, and she was boohoo crying. I was like, come in, what's going on?" And so she comes in, she's sitting down, and I think my dad was working overnight, but my mom was there. My mom pulls me into the room. She's like, "I think she's been touched. And you need to watch out for her because if she's been fucked up in that type of way, she might be looking for an escape, or she might put those same demons on you if y'all interact sexually, right?" And so I'm like, I didn't know what was going on. I didn't even understand when my mama said she might have been touched, right? So like 2 or 3 hours later, her brothers come knock on my door. Her brother's like, have you seen such and such? I ain't gonna say that. Have y'all seen such and such? And I'm like, what's going on? I like, she ain't here, she crying, and the little sister, she was crying too. And I'm like, what is going on? So maybe 2 days later, I seen them out, we was all at the pool, and I pulled the brother to the side. I'm like, bro, what's going on? And he just like told me, he's like, hey, our stepdaddy, be doing stuff to us. And her and my mama be fine because she told my mama that Hey, my stepdad be touching her, but my mama never do nothing about it. And I'm like, damn, that shit fucked up. And so when you're thinking about when they show studies that say 50% of boys have been touched as kids and 60% of girls have been touched as kids, you got to understand a lot of these people are on antidepressants and fucked up and shit. When you realize that during COVID, suicide, when they had locked everybody down, suicide was at an all-time high. That is scary because we are meant to mingle and interact with each other. Even if you are an introvert, you are meant to interact and be with each other. You're meant to love on each other. We meant to have fun with each other, but we cannot all just sit here and act like everybody that we interact with is good people because they're not. A lot of people are fucked up more so than not. A lot of people are devils more so than not. So when we understand even that little tidbit about what's going on. We need each other. Men need each other. Women need each other. All this 50-50 argument, debate. I want to struggle by myself. Yeah, I understand why you want to, because it's never been a time where I had an issue with money with a woman. And I've never been I must put it this way. I never been a nigga that's been broke or struggled for money or any of that shit. Never. Never in life, right? So when I say that, I've never had an issue. I've always been a person that loves more than I've been loved. Always. I've always been given more than I've been given. I've always been more caring than people care for me. I always move a certain way that if we make a guideline for our relationship, I'm gonna keep that guideline for my relationship. And I've had people switch up on me because of how they feel, or money gets involved. And I had niggas try to do some fucked up shit because they got some money, or they don't want they see me getting money, and we did a deal on some money, and they don't want me to have more money than them, but they don't know how much money I got. It just they don't want to see me have more money than them, right? So people are more fucked up than we are not. But we got to understand that we have to love each other. We have to come together. Men need women, women need men. I will say only about 10% of people actually need to be in relationships, though. Most of us are just for a good time. Most of us are just for the honeymoon phase. And the thing is, people lie about us being in that honeymoon phase. Most people don't say, "Hey, I know I'm good in a relationship for 6 months. I got good 6 months in me, and then I need to leave." People are not that adult to say those type of things. I got 6 months in me, and nigga, I'm out. Bitch, I'm out. I'm gone. Like I know after the sex started to fade off, and we done did everything, traveled and ate, and I see another fat ass over here. I need to pursue. I need to say, hey, I know I need to be out. Us as people in a relationship, we got to understand we are the problem, are the people that let people hold on to us too long. We are the problem, not the person that's fucked up and holding on to you too long. We are the problem because we can see that people ain't gonna change. Trust people when they show you who they are. We know that people aren't going to change. And like I say, you it just this simple thing. If you can sit there and be like, can't tell your person, since you're their mirror, and say, hey baby, you didn't gained a little weight. Hey baby, you need to go to the gym and watch that. Niggas love to say health is wealth. They love to say that shit, but then you in a relationship and your bitch done got fat as hell. You done let her get fat because you scared to tell her, and now you not sexually attracted to her no more. But nigga, you out here taking on dates and feeding her like this instead of saying, hey baby, we might need to get a salad today. But we not brave enough. A lot of us are cowards in relationships. We don't fight through a lot of shit. A lot of times when it comes to emotional shit, you have to be brave enough to fight your imperative to lie. Because we lie. Us as humans, we lie a lot. I lie, you lie, they lie. We all fucking lie. And not necessarily we lie on purpose sometimes. Sometimes we lie feeling like we protecting somebody's emotions. We all lie. Like that just is what it is. But sometimes you have to fight through that shit to be real with who you are and the person that you're in a relationship with. You have to be brave. Being in a relationship takes a lot of bravery, a lot of courage, because you could potentially give your heart to somebody that could just treat you like whatever. You have to be very courageous, very brave, and very loving and very open. And a lot of people aren't lovable, not loving, lovable. Some people are hard to love. People don't understand that type of of talking and knowledge right there. Some people can give love, but they hard to love. Some people trust be so fucked up with people. If you give them something good, they don't even know how to accept it. I was like that. Somebody can buy me something really nice, I want it, and I don't even know how to accept it. You're like, thank you. I don't know how to react. I don't know how to. It feels funny. Sometimes I feel like, are you trying to buy my love? Is this why you're giving me this? I've had females I've dated, right? I'll do some fucked up shit. They had to do some real fucked up shit, and I ain't got to go into it. And next thing I know, if you dated me or you know me or been around me, you know I love watches. A bitch will buy me a really nice watch, $800 watch. I had one woman buy me a $2,500 watch, and I just gave it back because it's like, bro, you fucked up. This is not going to make up for what you did to me, right? But like I said, you got to understand if you were the person that's a roller coaster, you there for a little bit to have fun, to your amusement park, you taking those rides, you just having fun. You understand this probably the honeymoon phase. You got to understand if you with a person that's like a car road trip, they'll get you there, but it's gonna be bumps in the road, traffic jam, stops. Maybe you got to fix a tire here, your general maintenance, or somebody that's a plane flight. That person to take you anywhere you want to go, all over the sea. The car can't take you from America to England, but the plane can. So you just have to understand which one you're dealing with. The plane, you're gonna deal with a little turbulence. You might have a layover. Shit, that plane might have to land. You had to get another plane. You just never know. And so this is why I made this, because it's like I see this topic, I see this argument, and it just goes on and on and on and on and on. And nobody ever really just talks about why people want to be alone, because we're not meant to be alone. Like I said, during the lockdowns, hell, it was more suicide was at an all-time high during the lockdowns. That should let you know that people are not meant to be alone, right? We had to love each other. We had to cherish each other, and we just have to make sure we always communicate and understand what communication is. A lot of people talk about communication, but don't even understand what communication is. And a lot of times, it's not even saying something. It's about watching who you with in their body language, their facial expressions. Hell, sometimes you got to be so deep with their body language and their communication. You got to watch what kind of perfume this woman puts on, what cologne he puts on. Why does he put this one on? Why does she put this one on? Like, I didn't even know this until I was dating an older woman. She said, "Why do you put that cologne on today? Why do you put this cologne on today?" She said, you wear the same. You wear a lot of different colognes when we different types of cologne when we go to the restaurant, but when we go to the club, you wear this one cologne every time we go to the club. Why do you wear this one particular cologne when we go to the club? No one's ever asked me that, but I said this cologne here is the only cologne that I know will smell through smoke. She said, "What do you mean?" I said, "This cologne here is strong enough and it smells good enough. It's not too overpowering that if I'm in a smoky club where they're smoking weed, cigarettes, or hookah, if I give a bitch a hug, she's still gonna smell me. My other colognes don't do what this cologne does. So I know why I'm wearing this cologne." And she was like, okay. I understand that makes sense. But nobody ever asked me that. See, this is deep game. Nobody ever tells anybody about what's going on, about what they need in life, about, like I said, the social cues. Some of y'all in relationships, y'all never ask a person, "Hey, why do you shut down when we get around a lot of people?" Or this another one. "Hey, why when your daddy come around, you act fidgety, you get nervous, you start dropping shit, you get clumsy than a motherfucker when your daddy come around." Or "Why do you act nervous to introduce me to certain people?" Or we don't even pick up on social cues when we're dating people. Like, it's that deep, it's that real when we talking to folks. Like, I don't even think a lot of y'all understand what it takes, the literal maintenance it takes to have friendship, business associates, and even romantic relationships. It's not just, I'm gonna stick my dick in you or just give you some pussy and go on about my day. It's the texting throughout the day. It's the calling. "Hey, do you need something to eat? What are you dealing with today? Is your day good? Is your day bad? What can I do to make it better?" sometimes you got to ask why this person eating this food. Is this comfort food this person is eating? Is this why this person is eating ice cream every time they get upset? Fellas, sometimes you have to ask your woman when she's on a cycle what and dictate what kind of cycle she having. Like, is this period, you mad this period? You horny this period? You want to throw something at me this period? You emotional this period? Like, because none of them are the same. But y'all don't even pick up on that. Y'all don't even know. A lot of men don't even know. Hell, a week before the period come on, you got to get ready to embrace yourself before the week before her period come on. You got to understand. Oh damn, babe, face pretty clear through our relationship, but every time that cycle get ready to come on, she'll get a bump on her cheek or her chin, but you never pay attention to that. You don't even know why she developed this bump on her chin today, but you just want to fuck on her and get fed and shit like that. But you don't know what she's dealing with. You don't know her cycle about to come on, but you ain't even picked up on just cues like her face breaking out because she about to come on her cycle. Like those things are deeper when we dealing with people. We got to understand people. We had to take our time with people, and especially for the romantic parts of our relationship. You have to take time with people. You have to get to learn people, especially when they're older, because you have a lot more life to unpack when they are older. When they doing this, you have a lot more life to unpack. When you young, you in high school, and you've been with somebody since high school, you kind of know them. You know who they are. I don't think people change. I think people get old and when we get old, our mindsets change. You know what I'm saying? We think differently. Hey, I know Kobe wanted to be able to dunk on all the niggas out his life. Well, when you get 40 years old, my nigga, you just older. You ain't finna, you ain't finna jump out the gym the rest of your life. So, like I said, we got to understand that struggling with somebody is not bad. Now, if a person that you're dating, because dating and relationships are different, we need to understand that too. If I'm dating you to see if we should get into a relationship. The relationship should lead to something more on the lines of marriage. If you don't want to get married, those are things you need to tell a person, even when y'all are just messing around. If you just having sex with somebody, hey, I don't ever want to get married. You should tell that person. But a lot of us, men and women, that sleep with a person, get into a relationship with a person, and then marriage time comes or the proposal comes, then it's a no. You should have told that person, even when y'all was sleeping around, hey, we're just having fun. Hey, I know I could do a relationship. I don't want to get married, because women don't want to get married just like some men don't want to get married. So, and we can't always use those as guidelines as to why a person has been with this person 10 years. It's just something they relationship might, they might like that in their relationship. We can't judge every relationship that we see the same. But like I said, y'all let me know what y'all think. Y'all comment. Make sure y'all share my video. Make sure you like the video. Subscribe if you over there on YouTube. This is a New Normal Podcast, and we out.